Hello, welcome to Cathlates. Anyone's welcome to join. All levels for community Pilates, free and open to all. And check out also my Cathlates YouTube channel. So feel free to share this live stream video. Hi, Neil. Welcome. Share the live stream video. Repost the video. Search on Cathlates for more videos. Today we'll be stripping it back to some essentials. It's so hot. We'll be working on some core technique so we look great in those swimsuits and also have good spinal health. So go ahead and get a mat. Remember, if you're returning or new to exercise, make sure you clear any new exercise with your GP. You're exercising at your own risk. Stay hydrated. Make sure there's not too much sun coming in. I'm going to go ahead and close this window so you can see me better. Listen to your own body. Go at your own pace. And remember, if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you can get a resistance band or some weights to go ahead and incorporate into your workout. I've just done me some Les Mills body pump, so I'm a little hot and sweaty already, but the two go really hand in hand. So Pilates, if you think in, goes well with yoga if you think out, and also strength training. It can help protect you from injury when you're running. Cycling, you can learn to engage your pelvic floor, and you can also keep yourself from peeing yourself when you laugh. Hashtag life goals. So we have a second viewer joining, 3 viewers joining. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you want me to see who it is, but we're going to go ahead and get started. So you need to have your mat, but if you don't have a mat, carpet's fine. A towel. If you've got a bad lower back, you might want to have a towel or throw pillow handy, or bad knees to kneel on. So remember that Pilates starts with the 3 basic concepts, which are your pelvic floor, your posture, and your breathing. And there's different types of breathing in Pilates, but we mainly practice the lateral breathing. I don't mind if you know the lateral breathing as long as you don't hold your breath. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'll try a second light and see if that makes the glare any better. It's just too darn sunny, isn't it? Love to have these kind of problems. Let me tell you so you can see my feet. Don't forget your water. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with Cathlates. So go ahead and come to the center of your mat. Start with your feet together. You're going to turn your toes out into a V. You're going to turn your feet out into parallel. And then place your little guns in your hips and make sure that you're shooting off your big toe. That's how you know that your feet are hip distance apart. Then I want you to tuck your pelvis under so your tailbone's headed straight to the floor, and roll your shoulders up, back, and down, which means you're sliding your shoulder blades into the little pockets at the back of your ribs. So this is your posture. The last thing you want to do is tuck that chin in. The back of the neck grows long. And we're going to practice the lateral breathing with the pelvic floor. Since we've practiced pelvic floor and lateral breathing in previous ones, let's try and incorporate them. Watch my shoulders. See how they're pinned away from my ears, in line with that sort of picture on my wall. You want to breathe deep and wide into the back of the ribs as you expand, but your shoulders don't rise. Now breathe out and close the ribs while you pull your pelvic floor up and in like you're stopping a pee-pee. See how my fingertips are now touching? Watch them expand as I breathe deep and wide. Keep the belly into the spine. Abs are flat, but as you exhale, squeeze and force the air out of your mouth as your ribs close together. So shoulders pinned away from your ears. Belly stays flat the whole time. You're not breathing into your abdomen. You're breathing into the back of the ribs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squeeze up and hollow like you're zipping your jeans. Close your ribs and your belly button comes up to the spine. So it's like you're pulling up and in to squish the air out. And this is the Joseph Pilates breathing. One last time. Breathe in and expand like a bellows. Breathe out and squeeze up and hollow your jeans. Fingertips float to the ceiling, elbows into your ribs, and let them fall out to the side. Feel that lovely squeeze between the shoulder blades. Hold it there as we release the hands. So you feel how it's squeezed between your shoulder blades, but it's also squeezed between your ribs. Fingertips on hips, thumbs on ribs. This makes your golden square here. I want you to hold the shoulder blades together. Hold the ribs together. Belly button to spine. Don't let anything in the upper body move as we raise one heel. The only thing that moves is your knee and your heel. Squeeze from just beneath the belly button and push that heel through the floor. So nothing waist up is moving at all. Inhale and lift. Squeeze up and hollow here and push that heel through the floor, just warming up. Your hips are your headlights shining through the night. Inhale and lift. Squeeze up and hollow and push it through the floor. Again, inhale and lift. Squeeze up and hollow and push it through the floor. Two more. Inhale and lift. Exhale, push. Last one. Inhale and lift. Exhale and push. Hold it here. If you've got a band or a pantyhose or anything, you can pick it up now, but you don't have to. The band goes behind your back if you've got one. Find that Pilates posture again. So start with your feet together, toes to a V, heels to parallel. Tuck the pelvis under, shoulders up, back and down. Pull the elbows into your waist. Ribs are buttoned, shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale, deep and wide, lateral breathing. Exhale, pull everything up just like you did. Close the ribs and the fists. Good. Elbows are glued to your waist as you inhale and rotate out. Extra squeeze between the shoulder blades here. Now exhale, come to a T shape. Shoulders push away from your ears. And your fingertips, if you wiggle them, they're in your peripheral vision. Inhale, glue your elbows back to your waist. Exhale, close the ribs, zip and hollow, pull that pelvic floor up. Inhale, rotate the fist back out, squeeze between the shoulder blades. Exhale to your T shape, shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, pull your elbows into your waist. Exhale, squeeze up and hollow just like we did in the lateral breathing. Inhale, rotate the fists out. Exhale to T. Last time. Inhale, glue the elbows in. Exhale, squeeze the fists and the ribs. Inhale, rotate out, shoulders away from the ears as we exhale to our T shape. Hold your T shape here, tuck your pelvis under, lift your ribcage up, and place it to the side. It doesn't have to go far. Knees are still soft, pelvis tucked under. Pick that ribcage up, place it to the other side. So the abs are tight. Everything's flat, but we lift that ribcage up and we place it to the side. Press the opposite heel into the floor. Inhale, lift it up, place it down. Press the opposite heel to the floor. Last time. Lift it up, place it down, and if you can, tiny pulses in one plane, shoulders away from the ears, and we just go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, keep going or stop if you want. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Press the far heel down, and if you can, and it doesn't hurt your lower back, bring your ribcage to knee and an inch out. Press the far heel down, squeeze up and hollow the belly button, bring the ribcage to knee and out. Last time. Tuck the pelvis under, belly button tight, far heel presses into the ground, ribcage to knee and out, and release. So you should feel quite an intense movement here. If you've got lower back issues, don't go so far. Got a lovely comment from a Julie Niven. You've just eaten, you probably need to digest. Nay bother, you can catch up on Cathlates YouTube. 4 viewers now. Welcome everybody. Feel free to leave a comment so I know you're there. Shake it off. Let's do the other side. Make sure you're in your parallel Pilates posture. Tuck the pelvis under. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lift your ribcage up and place it to the side. Hold it here, knees nice and soft for tiny pulses in one plane. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, keep going or stop if you want. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Pelvis tucked under, abs to spine. Far heel places into the floor as the ribcage comes forward and out. Really push that far heel into the floor, knees nice and soft, ribcage forward and out. Don't do it if it hurts your lower back, but if you can, brace those abs, tuck the pelvis under, bring the ribcage 1 inch forward and 1 inch out. Are you pressing that far heel into the floor? Do you feel that intense activation? Release. It should feel in between, it should feel burny, like lactic acid buildup. In between a stretch and like a sit-up, it should never feel popping, stabbing, anything like that. Just release, shake it off and start over. Wonderful. So that's all for the standing we're gonna do. We're gonna roll to 4-point kneeling now. To do this, I want you to pretend like you're rolling away from an imaginary wall. Sometimes we actually do it against the wall, so feel free to do it against the wall. But find your Pilates posture, tuck the pelvis under, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale, squeeze the big hollow and drop the chin to the chest. Shoulders roll up and away from your imaginary wall as each vertebrae starts to open. The head pulls to the floor, the belly button to the ceiling. You don't have to come this far, but when you get to the bottom, shake your head yes and no, and let all the tension out. Yes and no, and breathe into the back of the ribs. And as we exhale, tuck the pelvis under firmly first. Then you can walk the fingers up the spine, up the thighs rather, as each bit of your spine restacks one by one by one. And finally, your shoulders will melt down your back. You can go slower than me, no bother, but not faster. Let's do it again. Inhale. Pull your pelvic floor up, belly button to spine. Drop the chin to the chest. Shoulders roll up and away from this imaginary wall. You can walk the fingers down the legs if you like, but the head becomes very heavy. The crown of the head pulls you toward the floor, but your belly button pulls you to the ceiling, and your spine is just stretching nice and long. Shake your head yes and no. You can grab hold of opposite elbows and say yes and no. Breathe into the back of the rib. And as we exhale, start to walk your fingers up. Oh, it feels so good. Tuck that pelvis firmly under before you put any weight on it. Chin stays heavy against the chest right till the very end. Your shoulders have to melt down, and then the back of your neck grows long, like somebody's pulling your ponytail to the ceiling. So we don't arch up. My ribs are very much buttoned. I know it's hard to tell in this top. I like to wear a tight top usually so that you can see I'm not an extension. My ribs are glued. My wings are glued. Last one, we're going to roll down to 4-point kneeling. Feel free to hold a plank if you're quite fit in between. I'll give you that option. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Shoulders roll up and away from the imaginary wall. As you start to hang forward, it's like somebody's pouring warm water over your back. The head is super heavy. The belly button pulls you to the ceiling. Shake your head yes and no. Yes and no. And when you're ready, you're going to bend your knees and walk yourself out to a 4-point kneeling position, but feel free to go ahead and take a plank in the middle, but only if you can have your butt perfectly flat, just like somebody's got a ruler from your head all the way to your tailbone. Then lower your knees and walk your hands in. So we're here in 4-point kneeling, which means our wrists are under our shoulders and our knees are directly under your hips. If you can see yourself in your camera, go ahead and make sure they're aligned. But you probably, if you've not done this before, your hands are probably out here and not directly under your shoulders, or your knees are maybe away from your hips, because that's how we do other exercises. Your knees and your hands are probably closer than you think they need to be. Have a peek through. Are your knees directly under your hips? Pull your shoulders away from your ears and then pull your ribs together so that you don't arch. Tuck your chin in, back your neck long. We're just going to do some box press ups just to get the feeling for this position. In this position, we're nice and long, like somebody's pulling our head in one direction and our tailbone in another. Inhale, elbows bend back as we lower the forehead to the floor. Squeeze your pelvic floor up. As you exhale, belly button to spine, squeeze the pelvic floor. Inhale, elbows bend straight back, forehead lowers to the mat. Elbows brush the ribs. Exhale, press up. Do it again. Shoulders away from the ears. We never ever come into this indentation position. Instead, pull your abs up to fight against it. Back is super flat. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press straight up. Lovely. Let's come to a Pilates push-up. So now you can move your hands out and shift your weight so that your bum is tucked under and you're in a nice long line. And let's try it again. If it's too much for you, go back to the other one. Inhale, elbows bend straight back. Lower the forehead down towards the mat and exhale up. Your forehead doesn't need to touch the mat. Your elbows do need to bend straight back. Inhale, lower down, squeeze up and hollow, and exhale, push up. Okay, so if this is too much, just come back in here, because on this last one, we're going to do push-ups, so pulses rather. So pick your position, box or full Pilates, either way. But you do need to bend those elbows straight back to your ribs as we inhale, lower down, and then breathe normally as we pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold, inhale, exhale, push straight up, and child's pose. So you can see now how you can bring the Pilates principles into any push-up exercise that you do. That was not easy. Even in a box position, that's not easy, because the triceps are quite a small muscle compared to some other chest muscles or quadricep muscles. So we're isolating them by pulling those elbows in, and we're making it work. Pilates is all about switching off the big muscles and switching on the little muscles that don't really want to do work. So if you're doing a great big push-up and your bum is up here and your hands are out here, you're not working the right muscles, okay? So we're going to go ahead and move on to our bum and do the same thing for the antidote to a sit-up. We do this every week. Where's my band? My stretchy band. Stretchy band mystery. If you've got a stretchy band, you can have it next to you, but you don't need one. So much like doing a poor push-up, people always do tricep push-ups, for instance. They'll try and do them on their toes, and very, very, very few people have good tricep push-up technique on their toes. Much better to do it in a box position and get the technique right. Same thing with the sit-up. So if you watch my ab, if I do this and I try and come up, it makes a most unpleasant shape with my abs when I try and do this. Also, it's not good for your neck. So we're doing a reverse sit-up. Knees are bent. You can hold underneath your knees for easy. Hands in front, medium. Fingertips in front of your forehead for hard. I'm going to talk you through it. But the idea is to train the abs to sit straight up against the spine and create a C shape, a scoop shape with the abs, which is the opposite shape of doing a sit-up. So roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Pull your belly button to your spine. Breathe into your ribs. As you exhale, scoop the pelvis under and create a C shape first, like I'm holding onto your hands and I won't let you roll back. Now somebody puts a fish hook through your back and they pull your belly button toward the mat. Your belly button leads. Stop where your sit bones are grounded, okay? Don't roll too far. Breathe into your armpits. Exhale, twist from the ribs to face me. Hips don't move. Hips are grounded. Inhale, return. Exhale away. Use your belly button to ground those hips. Inhale, return. All the movement, oh, sorry, I got a cramp. All the movements coming from your ribs. Exhale to me. Inhale, return. Exhale away. Inhale, return. Exhale, bring the forehead over the knees. Oh, I've got a cramp. You do it. Scoop through to sit tall. So I got a cramp in between my ribs. That happens sometimes. But it just goes to show that when I'm twisting from the ribs, I'm not using my shoulder. I'm twisting here and here. And I'm twisting so hard that I'm getting a cramp in these teeny tiny little muscles that stabilize your ribs together. That just goes to show how different it is from doing like a regular cross crawl in the gym, where your pelvis is rocking and your upper body, shoulders and great big muscles are doing the energy movement. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale. Slouch down, roll your pelvis under first. Now somebody grabs your belly button on a fish hook and they pull your belly button to the floor. Inhale into the sides of your ribs. Exhale, twist and face me. Inhale, return. Exhale away. Inhale, return. Squeeze hip and hollow. Twist to me. Inhale, return. Squeeze hip and hollow. Twist away. Last time. Inhale. Exhale to me if you can. Drop the band if you need to. Hold under your knees. Exhale away. Inhale, return. Exhale, increase the C shape. Forehead comes over the knees. Extend the arms behind you if you like. And scoop through to sit tall. Release the band. So if you've got a strong lower back and you build up to it, you can do it legs straight, fingertips here. This is the ultimate final version of that exercise, okay? But you have to have a really strong lower back and really excellent technique. Let's lie down. So let's go ahead and do a couple hip bridges, and then we're going to do a couple ab preps. So for a hip bridge, your feet are hip distance apart, maybe feet 6 inches from your bum, hands placed by your side. We're going to pick each vertebrae up, just like we did on our roll down. We're going to peel it off the mat like we're peeling up a bicycle chain. Your weight should come no higher than your shoulders. You're aiming for eventually to have a nice 45-degree angle in your body, but you don't have to straight away. Inhale to prepare. Pull your pelvic floor up, belly button your spine, and rock the hips towards the ribs with your abdominals. Try not to put too much weight in the heels yet. Then start to pick each vertebrae up one by one, and then finally the weight will transfer to your heels as your weight comes between your shoulder blades maximum. Inhale at the top and raise the arms above your head if you can, and rest them on the ground. Leave them there as we exhale and place each vertebrae one by one, super slow. Pay attention. Are any of them not touching? Is one side touching before the other? Keep your pelvis tucked under till the very, very end. And lastly, your pelvis rolls into neutral. Remember, neutral pelvis is where your pubic bone and your hip bones are all in one plane. Yes, we might have an abdomen in the middle, but your pubic bone and your hip bones are in the same plane. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold the pelvic floor up and in first. Use the abs to roll the hips towards the ribs. You're really just using the abs to do an imprint first. Then, as you start to peel the vertebrae off, your heels will come into play. Try to keep your buttocks from doing too much work. As you come up to the bridge, at the top, your buttocks will engage, but so are your abs. Inhale, float the arms above your head if you can. Rest them on the ground, and then start to lower down. Each vertebrae touches and mobilizes on its own. Is one side lifting or before the other? Can you fight against it to even it out? Can you leave the pelvis tucked till the very, very end? And then let it roll to neutral. Last time. At the top here, we're going to have the option to either just lift a heel or lift your leg so that it's in line with the other thigh. We're not lifting it to the ceiling. We're lifting it in line with the other thigh, but you don't have to lift it at all. You can just lift the heel. Let's try it. Inhale. Squeeze it and hollow. Rock the pelvis towards the ribs. Oh, it feels good, right? And then each vertebrae starts to lift up. Weight between your shoulder blades if you can. Leave the arms by your side if you like, or you can float opposite arm and either lift heel or lift leg. Now press the hips to the ceiling. Nice straight line. Replace foot and roll down. Vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. If the arm's up there, it's the last thing to come. Now I'll do the other side. Inhale. Squeeze it and hollow. Tilt the pelvis and slowly start to lift it. Oh, it feels good. Roll the weight between the shoulder blade if you can, and then option here to lift either just the heel or to float the toe. Somebody's pulling it on a string and opposite arm comes up. Now send those hips to the ceiling. Don't let them sag. Return the foot. Release the vertebrae. One by one by one, and the arm floats down. I'm getting a cramp in here too. Stretch it nice and long. If my technique is a little off, if you saw that with my little foot there, it's just because I'm starting to cramp. Which is no bad thing. I did do some body pumps, so my muscles are already like, what? So let's do some abs. We'll just do the Pilates Ab Prep, which is like super, super small. If you feel any discomfort in your neck, you can put your fingertips just lightly to the side, just behind your ear, but never ever pull on your neck. And if you can help it, try just to tuck the chin in so the neck is nice and strong. Let's practice that actually first. So pull your pelvic floor, or as I say, BJJ, pull it up, belly button to spine, keeping your neutral spine though, which means nice little neutral gap under your lower back. Leave it there, but use that pelvic floor engagement to pull your chin to your chest and the back of the neck grows long, and release. So we breathe in. We're in neutral spine here, hips and ribs and everything in a nice neutral plane. Squeeze it and hollow and use that movement to nod the chin to the chest and release. If you can do that without switching on the side muscles, you can actually even touch the muscles. Inhale, exhale with a wide open mouth and chin nod. If you can avoid switching on the side muscles, that's how you work your deep neck flexors, and you can help avoid or recover from neck injury. So let's do that before we roll up. Inhale, exhale, pelvic floor up, chin nods to chest, and then we roll the ribs towards the hips as our fingertips come towards our calves. Inhale into your armpits at the top, and exhale, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae and grow an inch taller. Let's do it again. Inhale, squeeze it and hollow, nod the chin to the chest as we exhale, and the ribs come towards the hips in one plane. Don't let your pelvis rock. It stays stable. Inhale into your armpits and roll down one by one by one. What do I mean? I don't want you moving your pelvis and pressing your lower back to the floor. I want the pelvis to stay in this neutral plane where your pubic bone and your hip bones are flat, like you could balance a glass of water on your pubic bone or your hip bones. That sounds weird, but I don't care. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest, roll the ribs towards the hips, hold it up here. You're looking between your thighs. Inhale, release an inch. Exhale, increase. Inhale, release an inch. Exhale, increase. Belly is flat, release an inch. Well, the transverse abdominals are pulling to the floor. Couple more. frying pan on your abs, pushing them flat. Try not to let them pooch. I know they'll pooch a wee bit. I know we all have a belly, but think flat abs, one plane. Hold it at the top, inhale into your armpits. And as you exhale, try to flatten your abs out. Shoulders away from the ears, tailbone on the floor, nice and flat. Push that pubic bone away from you. Last time, inhale. And roll down. Stretch it out. These are tiny, tiny movements, but the goal of all of them is to train the abs to sit right up against the spine. Let's come on to our belly. Actually, let's come on to our belly, and then we will do some open books before we do the sideline series. Yay! So let's go ahead and do some baby cobras. And on the last baby cobra, we'll pick up our arms into a W shape. And I'll show you. So baby cobra just looks like this. It's tiny. And eventually we'll bring the arms off. See how they're kind of in a W shape? And we'll bring W to one side and the other. When we do, keep it all in one plane, okay? So before we start, you're laying on your belly. Your feet are at the outside of the mat. Your hands are just in front of your elbows. And your forehead is facing the mat. I'm looking at you because I'm talking to you. Try and send your pubic bone and your hip bones towards the floor and think about your belly button heading to the ceiling like somebody's going to drive a teeny tiny little car underneath it. Now, we're going to come to our hover, but we're going to use the internal muscles. I want you to use your pelvic floor and the little muscle between your shoulder blades to pick you up off the ground. Tuck the chin in, back of the neck long. We don't look up. We always look at the mat. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, belly button to spine. The nose comes an inch along the mat, and then come up to your hover. Keep the hands on the floor. Tuck the chin in, back of the neck long. Inhale at the top. Exhale. Pull the floor and try and grow an inch taller as you lower back down. Loudly. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze hip and hollow first, belly button to ceiling. Nose comes an inch along the mat, then the shoulder blades pull down to come up to your hover. Hands are on the floor, but no weight in them. Inhale. Exhale, now you can pull on the floor as you try and grow an inch taller. Now we have the option to lift the hands. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, squeeze hip and hollow, shoulders away from the ears, nose comes along the mat, come up to your hover. Option to pull the hands up and pull your elbows back to make a W. Inhale. Exhale, grow an inch taller as you lower down. Let's do it again. An option to move left and right. So pubic bone tucked under, headed to the mat. Hip bones headed to the mat. Belly button headed to the ceiling. Inhale into your armpits. Exhale. Nose comes an inch along the mat. Shoulders pull down the back to come to your hover. Chin is tucked in. Lift the hands off the mat. Inhale into your armpits. Exhale, bring the whole W to one side. Try and keep it in one plane. Inhale, return. Exhale. The whole W comes to the other side as your elbow heads to the waist and straighten it out. Exhale, move. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, move. Inhale, straighten. Again, exhale, move. If you can, send your elbow a wee bit closer to the waist. Inhale, straighten. Do it again. And straighten. If you've got one more in you, come with me as we bring the elbow to the waist and straighten. And last time. Straighten. Tuck that chin in. Hold it here. Inhale. Exhale, grow an inch taller. Child's pose. Just rest for a minute. Hands in front of you or hands by your feet. Just get a wee stretch. And then we're gonna do some open books. So for your open book, you do want a throw pillow, a foam block, a towel, or something under your head. You can use the band if you've got one or the pantyhose, but you don't need to. We're going to lie on our side. Our feet are in line with our hips. So that's about a 45-degree angle. Feet in line with hips in line with upper body. Pull that top shoulder away from your ear and imagine somebody pulling your waist in and up into the air and staking your hips down so they face me. Your hips have to face forward the whole time. If you're using the band, hold it between your hands. Duh, but you don't have to, okay? Both hands are in front of you. That's why you need a little pillow or a block, because otherwise your neck is not in line with your spine. And you know in Pilates, we always have our neck in line with the spine. We never want it up here, okay? We want a nice neutral spine. Always think neutral. We love a neutral spine. Inhale, top fingers slide away from you along the floor. Exhale, start to open your book as your eye gaze follows your fingertips. You're painting a lovely rainbow across the sky. Stop where you feel like your hips might roll back and inhale into your outer armpit. Exhale, button your ribs together first. Belly button to the back wall, and that is what initiates the book starting to close. But now you start to reach forward. Somebody's pulling your fingertips away, 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 touch down further than where you left the floor. And restack. Lots to remember, I know. Inhale, slide the fingertips along the floor away first. Exhale, open that book as your eye gaze follows your fingertips. Hips are forward, eye gaze is back, and open your book where you feel comfortable. Inhale into your armpit. Remember to button the vest first. Then your belly button pulls to the back wall. Your knees will press together and you'll reach, 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 reach further than you did before. Last time. Inhale, slide the fingertips along the floor. Exhale, open that book. Oh, feels so good. Inhale. Exhale. Close the ribs. Belly button to spine. Knees together. Reach, reach, reach further than you've reached ever before. I'm pulling your fingertips to me. And restack. Lovely. Loose the band. We're just going to do a little clam series and then some lift and lowers, and that's the end of this side. So put your fingertips just in front of your hip, and we inhale to prepare. Exhale, open the knees. Inhale, close. Now glue the knees together. Exhale, open the foot. Inhale, close. So the hips are stacked right on top of each other, and the abs are doing the work, not your butt. Your gluteals are switched off, and you are using the muscle underneath your abdominals to initiate the movement. Don't let your hips rock forward or back. Just glue the feet and open the knees. Then glue the knees and open the ankle. Glue the feet and open the knees, but use these muscles. Fingertips on ribs, thumb on ribs, fingertips just in front of your hip, and you should feel it. If you don't feel it, instant message me. Couple more. Just getting a nice rotation in the hip. And rotate. Okay, last one. Open and rotate. So keep the bottom leg bent, extend the top leg long. We're going to point it and it comes just above hip height. Then use this muscle to flex it and crush a Coke can down. Point that toe. Inhale and lift just above hip height. Flex it down. Couple more. Point that toe. Inhale and lift. Use your vajayjay. Use these internal muscles to pull the toe back and crush down. 2 movements. Inhale and lift. But 2 movements here. Flex, crush. 2 more. Point that toe. Inhale and lift. Flex, crush. Last time. Point that toe. Inhale and lift. Flex, crush. And on this one, we point that toe, inhale and lift. The whole leg becomes a pencil, tiny circles from the hip. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it here, flex the foot. We're going to tap it in front of the knee and then make a rainbow and tap the heel behind. So tap the toe in front,
Little rotation, tap the heel behind. If you don't like the rotation, leave it parallel. Rainbow, tap, rainbow, tap, rainbow, tap, rainbow, tap. Couple more. Rainbow, tap, rainbow, tap. Last one. Rainbow, tap, rainbow, tap. Hug the knee in. So you can just leave it as a parallel, but I like to get that little rotation going on. If you've had knee surgery, Claire, etc., you might just want to leave it as a parallel to the floor. And keep your knee soft. We never ever lock our knee, even on these pencil ones. I say lock your knee. What I mean is we don't. People sometimes wiggle their ankle or they wiggle their knee, but just because you are not moving your knee, it should always be soft. Never hyperextended. Other side, and we're done. Short and sweet today. Nice quick Sunday night Pilates for the community. Short and simple, and a little bit painful. That's what we're going for. We want it quick and effective. You want to feel it in the morning, but more importantly, you want to take these principles out into the way that you sit, stand, lie down. So if you can, knees at 45-degree angle, ankles in line with hips, in line with shoulders. Pull the top shoulder away from the ear. Imagine somebody pulling your waist in and up into the air. Okay, so it's a feeling of your ribs being grounded, your hip being grounded, but your waist is lifted. Mine touches the ground, but pretend like somebody's going to drive a car under your waist. Hands on top of each other. Top fingers come along the floor first and extend, and then your eye gaze follows your fingertips as you open that book. Stop where your hips are facing me, but your eye gaze is back. Breathe into your outer armpits. Exhale, button the vest. So the ribs button first, the belly button pulls to the back wall, the knees press together, and you reach, touch down, and restack the hands one on top of the other. So inhale, slide the fingertips along the floor towards me first. Then exhale, draw a rainbow across the sky. Hips stay facing forward, eye gaze back towards your fingertips, and inhale into your armpit. Exhale. Button the ribs, belly button the spine. Reach to me as you close the book. You can go slower than me, but never faster. And then restack. Inhale. Belly button braced, hips stay stacked. Slide your top fingers away along the floor, and then eye gaze follows as you trace your rainbow across the sky. Nice smooth rainbow. And stop where you feel like your hips are forward, your eye gaze is back. Breathe into your armpits. And button your vest. Belly button to back wall. Squeeze those knees together. Reach further than you've ever reached before. Closing and restacking. And now onto our clams. So the feet are glued first. We pull the abs in. We inhale to repair. Exhale, open the knees. The gluteals are doing none of the work. Inhale, glue the knees together, and exhale, lift the ankle. The hips don't rotate forward. Now we exhale, use the internal muscles to open the clam, glue the knees, and internal muscles to lift the ankle to the sky. We inhale and shoulder away from the ear. Nice rotation in the hip. Open the knees. Close the knees and glue them. Open the ankle, but don't rotate forward. A few more. We're strengthening the muscles around the hip. We don't want any clicky hips, but we want really nice, stable pelvises. You've had kids, you know, if you're a runner, you know how unstable and vulnerable the pelvis is. And we need to protect it and strengthen it, which means switching your gluteals off. And release. Stretch your leg long. It's going to point and lift. We're going to flex it and crush a Coke can. Inhale,
point the toe away from us as it lifts just above hip height. Use your pelvic floor to flex it and crush a coquin into the ground. Hips are still stacked on top of each other. They don't move. You can feel the muscle between your ribs and your hips engage. Inhale, it pulls away, not up. Then you resist it back towards you and crush it down. A few more. Inhale, toe away and up. Remember, your ribs are grounded, your hips are grounded, your waist is lifted. Last one. I think I lied. One more. Point the toe, inhale and lift. Flex it. Crush. Okay, on this one, we point that toe. It lifts long and away just above hip height. Our leg becomes a pencil, tiny circles from the hip. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How were your circles? Were they nice and smooth? Flex your foot, and we're going to tap the toe in front of the knee, and then the heel taps behind. So it's a mini rainbow again. We draw the rainbow to the front and tap the toe. We draw the rainbow to the back and tap the heel. If you don't like that, just keep it parallel and just lift it up, forward, and up, back. But if you can, rotate it forward, keep the hips stable, and control that rotation back. Try to keep the hips stacked one on top of the other. They're going to open and rotate, but can you keep them from rolling back and rolling forward? Can you keep them one on top of the other? Good. A couple more. Forward, back. Last one. Forward, back, and bend it and rub it. Yay!
And that's you guys done. We said we were going to keep it short and sweet. So let's go ahead and tuck the toes under. And I like to sort of put some weight onto my Achilles and send my heels to the floor. And then I like to roll onto my toes and open the feet. But if that hurts your knees, don't do it. I just like to thank my feet and wake them up a wee bit. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll to standing just like we did at the beginning. So nod your head yes and no. Let all the tension out, yes and no. And then breathe deep into the back of the ribs. And you can walk the fingers up the legs if you like, but the belly button's right up against your spine, and you tuck your pelvis under, and each vertebrae finds its home one by one by one. The chin stays to the chest right till the very end when the shoulders melt down the back, and the back of the neck grows long. And then you want to sweep your arms up and breathe in. And as you exhale, let's rise to our toes and float to the ceiling. And then drop the heels and sweep it up. And as we exhale, think about balloons tied to your head and they float you to the ceiling and sweep it up. And give yourself a round of applause for your Sunday Night Pilates. If you want to take your practice to the next level, join us for our advanced class with Zen2 Yoga on a Wednesday. You can book online at zen2yoga.co.uk. And if not, you want to check out Cathlates. There's chair lattes there. There's Cathlates for kiddos. And if there's something else that you'd like us to put on there, let me know. I'd like to do some Pilates for people who like to lift weights. That would be fun. Anyway, I hope you're all well, keeping safe, social distancing, and take care.